Hey, Matt Griffith here with Places to Go. You know that feeling when you hop into a taxi and have no clue how much it's going to cost until you get to your destination? Maybe it's $20, maybe it's $200. Surprise. That's basically how most vacations work. You book the hotel, buy a few tours, grab some meals, indulge in a questionable number of piña coladas, and don't realize how much damage you've done until your credit card statement hits you like a rogue wave. But what if vacationing was more like Uber? You know, the price up front before you even buckle up. That's what all-inclusive resorts and cruises offer. Predictability, comfort, no financial anxiety. Sounds great, right? Here's the twist. I've never actually stayed in an all-inclusive resort or been on a cruise. I'm more of an adventurer. I like wandering side streets, stumbling into hole-in-the-wall restaurants, and asking locals where to find the best arepa con huevo. But I totally get why people love all-inclusives, and today we're pulling back the curtain on how they really work, and why I haven't done an all-inclusive resort. Another reason I've never done an all-inclusive resort, the cost. When I looked into places like Sandals or Beaches Resort, I was shocked. Sure, it's unlimited food, drinks, and activities, but those price tags are hefty. Let me give you an example. I rented an entire beachfront house on VRBO in Turks and Caicos. Oceanfront, private swimming pool, and plenty of space for my family of 4 plus one of my son's friends. The host even had kayaks and other water gear ready for us. You wake up, take about 20 or 30 steps out the door, and you're in the ocean. We had a fire pit and grill on site, and every evening a local guy came by to start it up for us. It was like having a personal pit master. We ate out at some local restaurants, but we also cooked meals in our kitchen. And yeah, groceries are pricier on Caribbean islands than back home. But even with that added in, the total cost? Less than half of what we would have paid at Beaches Sandals Resort in Turks and Caicos. For 5 people to go to the Sandals Resort in Turks and Caicos at $344 per night per person would be $12,040 for 5 people for 7 nights. I paid $3,357 for the VRBO. Sandals was more than 3.5 times that. That's an $8,683 difference. Now, of course, I had to buy my own food or eat out at restaurants. We also all went scuba diving. We went to the Bat Cave. No, not that Bat Cave, this Bat Cave. We rented a car for just under $300. We cooked some and had some really great meals at some restaurants. We went to some of the other islands other than Providenciales. My kids even took kite surfing lessons. It was a fantastic trip. I can promise you that my total trip with all expenses, including things that would never be included in an all-inclusive resort, was easily less than half of what Sandals would have been. Less than half. I'm not saying that all-inclusives are never worth it, but when you're comfortable planning your own trips and love the flexibility of choosing your meals and adventures, it's hard to justify those prices, especially when a private beach house with pool and bonfire-ready sunsets is calling your name. But hey, that's just me. Back to the all-inclusive breakdown, because for some people, they're great. An all-inclusive resort is basically the Marie Kondo of vacations. It sparks joy by eliminating every decision. Meals included. Drinks included. Activities included. That jet ski you just impulsively rented? Probably not. It's a pay once and forget it system. And for people who aren't regular international travelers, it's a dream. No currency conversions, no awkward tipping calculations, just vibes. But like a magician's trick, the real magic isn't what you see, it's what's happening behind the scenes. All-inclusives are like that friend who offers to split the bill, but conveniently forgets they ordered the lobster. They know not everyone will consume equally. Some people are on their 6th margarita by noon, while others are proudly sipping their 3rd sparkling water of the day. The resort is betting on the latter. Here's how they rake in the cash. Volume. The more rooms filled, the more predictable the profit. Think of it as the Costco of vacations. Bulk buying. They get wholesale prices on food, booze, and even those inflatable flamingos. Average consumption calculations. They know that the average guest won't eat 12 lobsters in a weekend, but they're prepared if you do. Kind of. Operating margins? Resorts often hit 40 to 50% profit margins. That's higher than your typical hotel. You thought everything was included. Cute. Resorts are pros at upselling. Spa days and dinners on the beach? Want that Instagram perfect lobster dinner under the stars? That's going to cost you. Premium alcohol packages? You didn't think you were getting top shelf tequila with the basic plan, did you? Excursions? You'll notice those once-in-a-lifetime snorkeling trips are conveniently not part of the package. And cruises? Same deal. Want to sip espresso instead of a drip coffee? Swipe that card. Internet access? That'll cost you more than your monthly phone bill. And if you visit some places such as the Westin in Cancun, they'll even try to sell you a timeshare for a free upgrade. Timeshare? Yeah, that's another video. All-inclusives aren't just about your vacation. They're huge economic players. In the Caribbean, tourism makes up over 14% of the GDP in some countries. Jobs are created. Infrastructure improves. But there's a downside: economic leakage. Many resorts are foreign-owned, meaning a large portion of your money doesn't stay local. Governments are working on policies that encourage resorts to buy local food, hire local talent, and reinvest in the community. Supporting those efforts is how you make your travel more sustainable. So all-inclusive resorts and cruises are basically the travel world's version of an Uber ride. Safe, predictable, and convenient. If you want zero stress, they're awesome. But for me, I'll probably keep taking the taxi, the one that leads me to the local spot where the arepa con huevo is made just right. But hey, to each their own. Let me know in the comments, are you an all-inclusive fan, or are you more of a wanderer like me? See you next time on Places to Go. Take care.